What a day of basketball for 4A. Saturday, a lot of good games. Time to recap them. Keisha has the listings out so we know who's playing, where they're playing, when they're playing, and the matchups for the state tournament coming up this week. We'll start with the Greenbacks and the West. The Greenbacks hosted Mulvane last night, brought a 20-3 record against 13-11 9-seeded Mulvane. The Greenbacks and the Wildcats would go back and forth in the first quarter. You could tell both these teams coming out to play a high-energy ball game, a great atmosphere here at home. The Greenback Nation, as always, showed up, and the Greenbacks would take a first quarter lead 21-13 after one, and a highlight reel play from Arlie Morrell closing out that first quarter with a half-court heave off the glass, got it to go, and everybody in the gym, including us, pretty excited from that one. Second quarter, it would be all Greenbacks. The Greenbacks outscored the Wildcats 27-13 in that second quarter. Morrell continued to have a big first half. He finished with 21 first half points, and Creston Poor, beyond the arc, got hot in that second quarter, knocked down three big three-point buckets. At one point, the Greenbacks went on an 11-0 run during that second quarter, and they would take a 48-26 lead into the halftime mark. Now, the second half, Wildcats came out, a good back-and-forth third quarter. Midway into that fourth quarter, the Wildcats nearly got it down to a single-digit lead, but it would be too much. The Greenbacks in that strong second quarter and the 30 points from Arlie Morrell, too much for the Wildcats to overcome, and the Greenbacks would go on to win it 78-64. Morrell led all scorers, 30 points on the night. Caleb Strong with 9 points for the Greenbacks. Hudson Titus, 14 points. Cade Liggett, 6 points. Landon DeMuth, 9 points. And Poor's 3 big three-pointers finished him with 9 points on the night. So the Greenbacks heading back to the state tournament. Got there last year, trying to get there, have some success this year, as it is not easy to get there. And once you get there, it is nothing but good teams. Let's round out the rest of the West here. You also had number 4 seed Andale taking on Augusta. Augusta, the 5 seed. Andale would come away with a 53-45 win in that ball game. Hugoton versus Buhler. That was a 2-seeded Hugoton taking on 7-seed Buhler. Hugoton would come away with a 3-point win, 56-53. And to close out the West, you had 3-seeded Concordia taking on the 6-seed McPherson. McPherson would win that ball game. That would be an overtime ball game where McPherson came away 73-66. So out of the West, you've got McPherson, Hugoton, Andale, and Pratt. Now let's hop over and take a look at the East, where you've probably already seen some of those games on social media, as they had some close ball games. And we'll start with the big one, the number 1 seeded undefeated Rock Creek Mustangs taking on Bishop Miege. This was one of those highlight reel plays that's gone viral today, and rightfully so. Rock Creek trailed that ball game by 1 point with less than 3 seconds left, and a top of the key inbounds play to Gavin Rosa knocks it down for the win. They would defeat Bishop Miege 43-41 and keep their unbeaten season alive. Atchison taking on Topeka Hayden, another unbeaten team that got tested last night, but it would be Atchison that would come away with a 1-point win, 68-67. Baldwin taking on Paola. Baldwin came in as the 3 seed, Paola the 6 seed, and Baldwin would win that ball game 46-44. Eudora coming in as the 13 seed in this sub-state on the East. First round, knocked off Santa Fe Trail, then trying to take out Chanute last night. They successfully did it. Eudora would win that ball game 56-43. So the East representing them will be Eudora, Baldwin, Atchison, and Rock Creek. Now let's see game times, when and where everybody will be playing. We'll start at the top. Rock Creek, the overall number 1 seed in this tournament. They will take on 8-seeded Eudora, and that will be played at Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina. A 6 p.m. tip-off for that ball game on Wednesday. All of these ball games on Wednesday, the times, that's what changes a little bit. All different venues, though. That's what Keisha is doing new this year. So you've got the Rock Creek Eudora tip-off at 6 p.m. in Salina. Then you've got Hugoton taking on Andale. That's a 4-5 matchup. Hugoton, the 4 seed, Andale, the 5 seed. That one being played in Dodge City at United Wireless Center. An 8 p.m. tip-off for those two teams. Atchison, the 2 seed, will take on 7-seeded McPherson in Kansas City, Kansas Community College. a noon tip-off for those two teams. And for your Pratt High Greenbacks, they come into this state tournament as the 3 seed and will take on 6-seeded Baldwin. That ball game will be played Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. at Friends University. So Greenback Nation, do what you do. Fill that arena up. Root on your Greenbacks, and best of luck to all the teams as the road to the championship starts now.